How many Victory Mondays are both you and I going to have on the same day?
I'm hoping for one
Not
next week.
Not many.
I mean,
but we play the
they're
Eagles
playing
next
Kirk
week.
Cousins.
Yeah, but we play the Eagles next week. So I don't
no
think,
Justin Jefferson. No, I mean,
most
like
likely,
the Bears.
Sure.
Potentially get a win.
Oh, man, yeah. I'd like to think so, but we've never beaten the Eagles, and I don't see that changing. So we have that. But we have the Broncos yesterday. That was exciting.
For a million reasons. I celebrated your squad truly embracing the anti-Sean Payton.
Oh, yeah, it was awesome. Well, everybody was a Jets fan yesterday. Everybody was a Jets fan. You know, as much as I don't like this loudmouth team from New York, because of guys like Jason Smith, I really want them to beat the crap out of the Broncos. Yeah.
But I mean, Robert Saleh saying, hey, stay humble to Sean Payton. How great is that?
Yeah.
I mean, that's like giving him the F5, giving him the Brock Lesnar.
Now, I just want to say, so insulting the coach who was there the year before, who is an offensive coordinator on a team you're going to play, insulting the team he coaches for, that they're looking out for glory, they try to win the offseason. I just want to look at that now and go, how did that play out for you, Sean Payton? How did that play out for you? That play out really well? You excited? You ran your mouth and insulted the Jets and insulted Nathaniel Hackett. Meanwhile, you're just as big a train wreck as the team was last year. How do you feel about that? How did that work out for you, Sean Payton? How did that work? That should be lesson number one, the only one you need. This is why coaches don't talk about other teams before the season starts.
But you would argue, and I certainly am going to argue, that this is a million times worse. Because you know what? By showing up, you know, once upon a time, you were the young super genius of the league, and you're going to fix Russ. It's not all Russ's fault. Mm-hmm. Again, he was setting Russ up as the fall guy.
Yeah.
But in the end, I would say this is infinitely worse because there were expectations that you were going to turn this thing around.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's going to happen.
And you haven't had the guts to fire Vance Joseph yet.
It's going to happen. It's going to watch.
Just admit that that's been a failure and move on.
Get ready, because here comes the tankathon for the Broncos. Here comes the tankathon. Jerry Jeudy, gone. Other play, gone.
Well, they're going to gut whatever value is on the defensive side. They got rid of Gregory to start.
Gone.
And they'll go through.
Back. Gone.
Oh, nicely done.
Back. And I'll tell you this. Why not? I'll start with this fun bowl prediction. By the middle-ish to the end of the season, Russell Wilson's going to get benched because they are due. Look, you know they're starting over. And even though Russell Wilson's not terrible, right? Russell Wilson is having a not. Look,
it's a pretty horrible moment.
But you look at
on the whole,
he's been better. He's been
couldn't be any worse.
Fixed him a little bit, right? They're putting some points on the board. Look, his numbers look good. 11 touchdowns, 2 picks. I mean, he's not turning the ball. I mean, well, he didn't have the fumble, but
that's the thing, though, right? Because I saw people doing the lazy comparison of this quarterback to this quarterback and a bunch of Russell Wilson to a bunch of guys. And they're like, well, his numbers are better than his. Like, yes, but they're empty stats.
Yeah.
Like, you put up some decent numbers when the Dolphins are clubbing you.
Yeah.
And their defensive backs are just like, all right, here's your 8-yard cushion. And you complete those passes in front of them.
But
I mean, look, you got to do it.
It's not terrible
stats.
where it's not dysfunctional. And the Broncos are a teardown. They're going to be in tank mode for a quarterback. It's not just tank for Caleb, because now there's 3, 4, 5 guys that'll go in the first round, right? I mean, I want to get into Quinn Ewers a little bit because, boy, he was fantastic on Saturday, even though Texas lost. But now they're going to tank, and Russell Wilson's salary is guaranteed for $37 million against injury. Shut up. $37 million for injury next year. So you know they're not going to do that if he's washed and they're starting over. And he's going to follow in that Aaron Rodgers footsteps of, do I need to do something creative with my contract so I can get traded to a team that's going to make me a starter and is going to keep me around? So and it'll be one bad year for the Broncos with dead cap money unless they get him to restructure a little bit to help both teams, which, look, if Aaron Rodgers' contract got worked out, Russell Wilson's contract can get worked out. But that's the big thing. $37 million due, and maybe Russell Wilson says something simple as, no, let's figure it out. Let's do this. Let's do X, Y, and Z. We'll push the bonus. We'll push the money. Something can happen to make that. But he's going to wind up hitting the bench, and it's going to be obvious his future is not there because you're going to believe in Sean Payton or Russell Wilson. Someone's going to get the blame for this season, and you can't go into next year saying, hey, no, Sean and Russ got to figure it out. No, it's a teardown. It's a new quarterback. It's the only way Sean Payton wins, by saying, give me a new quarterback and let's go from there. Because, look, I made Russ into what is good, but this is about as good as he can be. But they don't want to have to worry about anything where they're on the hook with Russell Wilson for next year. It'll be one bad year money-wise, but they'll have a new quarterback, so it'll be fine. Not like you're going out in free agency and spending a quarterback. And that's how it's going to go. And he's going to hit the bench, and it's going to be Russell Wilson on a new team next year. Just watch.
The curiosity with Wilson, and this goes back to the conversation we started about Daniel Jones, who at this point is basically a piñata. I mean, you want to talk about horrible offensive line play. I'd like to show Mr. Neal a rough cut of what came together. I don't need to do all the bells and whistles and sound effects and all. Here's the rough cut from the dailies. Tell me what you see.
I like the story today where, hey, he could play Sunday. Why? What? Why? Why would you even? Why? Why are you playing that? He stunk. The offensive line stinks. Why? Why?
Yeah, I'm more and more taking the more of the blame pie on the offensive line. And the fact that, well, they have to try to run things out without Barkley. But to the Russell Wilson side of things, it goes to contracts and who's taking that on and who still believes that he's the solution. Right? That's the biggest thing going forward. With the teams that are competitive, Russell Wilson, who does he solve problems for? And we're only in week 5, so that'll become more and more clear of which might be able to be hoodwinked into making a move. But you're looking at an $85 million dead cap. He's got a huge salary. What is it, 35-4? Like, who's taking on a bunch of that
like
money?
I said, the money, he'll work out the money. If he's going to start somewhere, I'll work out the money.
But you want Russell Wilson as much as you would have wanted Aaron Rodgers.
Well, you're not giving up as much for him. You're not saying here's a second round pick that could be your first round pick and another second round pick. It's going to be here's a fourth round pick.
If I'm in a bad spot and I'm a bad way with my roster, I'm bringing him in?
Well, it depends how bad you are. Are you bad where you're starting over? No, but are you bad where, hey, we're competing and maybe Russ works in our system and we can figure it out, be a playoff team, and maybe Russ Wilson can get a new start and be better in the second chance? Yeah, I
thought Payton was supposed to fix him.
No, and you're not going to be on the hook for a long deal because that contract would be out, and you get out of it after next year.
Did he go hang out with Belichick?
Yeah, he could. Oh, can you imagine? Russell,
hey. I'm just kidding.
They just going to shake hands. Hey,
at this point, they're going to get one of the top 3 quarterbers coming into the league.
We'll solve each other's problems, don't you worry. Shake my hand. How happy are you?
You sounded like the Shadow Man. Princess of the Frog.
We're going to make that deal with the devil. That devil deal is happening right now.